Welcome back to another episode of the Let's Talk Experience show, and I'm so excited. In our show today, we are having a friend and a phenomenal, Mr. Bright. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much for making our time to be here. I believe that your contribution to what we are doing here will really inspire a whole lot of people. You know, coming in contact with you, the level of wisdom, the level of understanding, I can't bear it alone. So I feel more people really need to hear all of these insights. But then I would like us to take it down to how life used to be for you before now. Let's take it down to years back so that we'll now come how you were able to metamorphose into this level of your life now.
All right, thank you very much. I'm grateful and I'm happy to be here today.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm super grateful. You know, life on its own, life is in phases, which we know, and in stages also. If I say, let me start telling the things I've been through, I'm very, very young, but I've been through
a lot.
I've passed through a lot and I've lived with a lot together and all those stuff. So, but because of maybe our time, I will try to be as brief as possible. Okay, so I will just summarize it in two phases, which is my younger stage and the current stage I am right now. Okay, so the younger stage we cover from my primary school and secondary school, while the adult stage we cover from higher institution to now. Okay, I'm born into a family of four. We are four, two boys and two girls. Born with a silver spoon, but you know, later on, Chinua Achebe said things fall apart. So things happened, and my father came down to nothing and started building again. So I was born in Mina, but after the change in situations, we have to come down to Anambra State because I'm from Anambra State.
Okay.
So we started all over again. So I lived with my parents till I get to primary 6 first term. Okay, so when I get to primary 6 first term, I have to travel to Enugu State, and that's where I grew up. Okay,
for school?
Yes, during primary school. I've been a very independent person because my dad told me that I've been very much independent, even from when I was still very, very small. Okay, my dad told me that I used to love bread as a baby. So, and the most important thing there, or the striking thing there, is that he said that nobody feeds me the bread. Yeah,
you would
he said you must give it to me. You must, otherwise I will not eat it. So I grew up being that independent minded. So even while I was still in primary school, primary 2, primary 3, among my kids, I enjoyed, having these kids' toy and all those stuff, so radio with earphone, games, and the rest of them. Though I could not make the money then, but because I always find a way to get the money from my dad. At primary 3, where my dad goes out, I will carry big machete at primary 3, and start clearing the compound. So by the time he comes back, he'll be like, who did this? I will say, I'm the one who. He will be like, wow, you did this. I will say yes. So in that atmosphere, I will just place the order of what I need. So is either he's giving it to me then, or he will promise to do it, which eventually he will do it. To cut the whole story short, when I get to primary 6, primary 5, third term, entering primary 6, my grandmother in the village, Enugu State, needed somebody that will stay with her. So then she should be in her late 70s, 70 something going to 80 years. So she's a very old woman. So my mom was like, okay, you are agile, you are strong, come and stay with your grandma. And that's how I found myself over there in Enugu State, to stay with my grandma. And staying with somebody of that age, 70 something years, is as good as staying alone, because academic wise, she don't know what we're talking about. Our modern career, she don't know what we're talking about. Going to school and the rest of them. So I started primary 6 there. I used to be I'm a very intelligent person as at then. So primary 6, finished primary 6, entry secondary school. My uncle then that promised to be taking care of me. You know, my grandma is the only means of getting to my uncle. So it's what she demands for on my behalf that gets to me. So, and she's not educated. So when you're telling her stuff about school, you are kind of making noise. So in a section of JS1 to JS3, you were entitled to one school uniform, one shirt, and one knicker for almost 3 years. Because to her, she settled you for that phase. The only thing that will make you change that school uniform is maybe you are switching from shorts to trouser. Otherwise, that school uniform is expected to carry you for the rest of that section. But because of that, my independent mentality, I didn't rely on my uncle or my grandma. So at a very tender age, I started looking for how to survive. So then in the village, I would go into the bush, cut firewood, bring it out to the road. People were buying it. That's during dry season. Then when it's rainy season, I enter the gutter to pack sand. Yeah, I can pack sand from here to almost up Piweka. I can pack, I will rake all the gutter. It was that time I discovered how many wheelbarrow of sand you need for you to make a tipper. 57 wheelbarrow, you get one tipper. And if you want to go by head pan, you'll be going around 230 something, 238.
You did those kind of jobs?
Yes. I did it. But if you see me, you won't know. Because in my school, I happen to be almost the neatest guy in my school. So I will pack those sands, and that's for the rainy season. During the dry season time, they don't have borehole there. We'll go to the stream, and it's very, very far with mountains. So during dry season, those old and elderly women and men who cannot go to the stream will go to their house, fetch drums for them, 200 naira. Sand, the trip of sand then was 1,200 naira. You know, and we'll continue going that way. During March, April, May, cashew nuts will come out. So we enter the bush to pick cashew nuts. So that's how I survived during my secondary. My uncle, before he sent my school fees, I already paid my school fees. I have up to 2 pairs of my school uniform, which is 4. Because
but before that time, like you said, you guys started like with a golden spoon.
Yeah.
Can you recall what really happened that made you guys went low again?
My dad happened to be, will I say, overkind. He's too kind. So, and he made money at a very tender age. That almost, will I say, 80 to 70% of his age mates then lived in his house in Mina. So he carried almost everybody along. And you know, there is this level of weight you will carry on yourself. The weight will actually bring you down. And not only bringing you down, it will expose you to unnecessary attacks.
Do you think that's like a kind nature or an act of ignorance?
I don't know if I should call it ignorant, but I believe it's kind nature, because even if you are ignorant, you should also listen to advice. You should listen to what people are telling you. Yes. My father is kind to the extent that I don't want to go towards that direction. You know, when they have this family crisis and all of them, they will deal with my father. I mean, when I mean dealing with my father, several occasions, more than 4 occasions, that they slapped him and pieces his eyeglasses in his eyes. But you won't hear him say anything.
Okay, he's too kind.
So he's too, when I mean too kind, he's too kind. Down there in Mina, he was living as a very big man. When I mean big man, when you come to our house, we have Ghana Must Goes filled with pictures, because he said he doesn't go to studio to take pictures. He has camera that he stage in all corner of his house then. So you will see all manner of pictures. I was still very small then, but I know that my mom was running a big beer parlor, covering almost 4 shops in a line. So my father had everything. He has everything, the record and everything.
So my question is now, what about those people that he was helping during those times?
You know, everybody has their own destiny, and that's why I always tell people that it's good for you to look backward. My father is of the tribe that the people you do good for or to never remembers you. Rather, they will turn their back on you and turn you to their arch enemy. So before he died, he has a lot of them as his arch enemy. And you know, when they want to talk, you will hear him telling the person to his face, you know where I picked you, you know how I helped you. This is you doing this, but they never turn. My father will drive 195 machine from Onitsha here, from Mobunike here to Enugu State to go and drink Pami. That's how wealthy he was then. He was was living very fine. So this started with sickness. Sickness hit I and my elder sister. According to them, it was sent from the village.
Like you are the person sick or your dad?
Myself and my elder sister.
Okay.
So he spent almost everything. Almost everything. If I show you my laps here, there is this scar here on my laps. Then if you see my sister's own, her own is as big as this. They said they gave us that injection. That injection is the last hope, that if you don't survive it after that injection, that means you won't make it in life again. So those days I was still very small, but I watched my father sell almost everything. Everything, including his cameras, his speakers. He doesn't call DJ if he's doing anything because he runs a beer parlor. So he has speakers, amp, everything. His machine, till he turned to Okada rider. Yes, that's how bad it was. But the truth about it is that even at that state, he provides for us. He provides for us. I'm the only person in my family that did all those hard jobs because my siblings didn't pass through that way. Anything my father cannot provide for you, forget about it. And he makes sure he provides. He makes sure he provides.
So how was he now able to still cope during those times?
He dropped the shame and ego by the side and faced life. Started by learning electrical. You know, he started learning how to wire and the rest of them at a very old age, and started, getting contracts small. When the contract is not available, he picks higher purchase Okada, and he was riding Okada. Then all of us, we went into farming. We farm. When I mean farm. We'll go and harvest cassava. If you see the distance, we'll have them in different locations. This farm. We are going to this one on Monday, going to the other one on Wednesday, going to the other one on Thursday. And my mom is actually a very supportive woman. So while we are going to the farm and doing all these things, my mom was also doing her own parts. She learned how to bake cake, chin pastries, and all those stuffs.
Now, looking at those experiences your dad had, you watch him move from where he used to be to almost nothing, and as a result of his kind nature and all of that, does that had or have any effect on you?
What that taught me is that there is a limit to everything. What happened to my dad is that he expects everybody to be like him. So one of the lessons life have taught me is that everybody must not be like myself. So when I deal with you, I deal with you as a different person. There are boundaries of kindness I won't cross. Because I know that even if I cross it, that does not mean you will return it. Though we don't do the things we do because people will return them, but there are limits to the things we can take in. Let me give you, for example, somebody who is the last child, the last son, I mean to say. You have 2 elder brothers.
Yeah.
And you know the tradition here in Igbo land and the rest of them. You wake up one morning because you have money, and then you went to your father's house to demolish it and build another one. Whether you like it or not, when the chiefs are down, that house you demolished and built belongs to your elder brother, which is the first son. They call it Obi.
Yeah.
Okay. So it happened to my dad that when they later gave us 2 rooms out of 5 rooms and parlor.
The one he built.
Yes. And inside that 2 rooms that they gave us, my dad started his own personal building later on, but just at the lintel level. No money to cover the zinc and the rest of the thing. And that day, one of the days, it was raining fire. These guys said they're throwing our loads out of the house. They have attempted doing it several times, but that particular day, it was raining fire. And everybody in our house were just crying because I'm not up to this thing. We're just crying. looking for help. My father was like, if he can get a place to at least get money to put zinc on that house, without windows and doors, he will carry his children and enter there. So all those things to me is not being kind, because there are limits to things. You don't jump boundaries because you want to express your kindness.
Yeah.
Because you want to express your kindness, there are limits to where you will stop. So no matter how much in love I'm with you as my siblings or a friend, I don't breach the boundaries.
Yeah.
Once I get to the boundary, I will stop. That love does not push me beyond that. Because I know that whether I exceed that or I don't exceed that, it may change nothing. Yeah, but my dad felt that, being kind, we make people to return kindness. You don't know my dad. My dad is that man that will not have food at home to eat, and is giving people's children money to go back to school. Nina school. Next week. 2,000 ewa. But at home, we've not eaten. So that is nature. And when my mother discovered that this is the type of person my dad is, my mom allowed him, because women, when you are doing all those type of stuff, they will always be looking for a way to choke you. There's no food at home, you are giving people food. There's no this one, you are doing this one, there's no this one. So when my mom discovered that this is who this man, my mom allowed him. So that's how we lived with him.
But is there a way to solve? Is this thing like a problem that can be solved? Because there are a lot of people out there.
Okay.
They are just that free heart, let's just be going and all of those things, and people keep on hurting them.
Okay.
Should we call that a problem that needs a solution from the experience you've had now?
If you are being hurt by it, then that means you should think twice. I was talking with somebody last night about forgiveness and forgetting. I told the person that is one thing to forgive, another thing to set boundaries. So there are boundaries in life. The challenge we are having is because we try to be more righteous than even God. We try to be more kind than God. That when we know we should stop, even when you know you should stop, you are still doing it. So maybe at the end of the day, some persons will tell you, okay, I was not looking for anything in return. But the truth about it is that in one way or the other, somebody who is doing good expects good too.
Yes.
And so when it's not coming, it's not that you should be wicked, but you should be able to call yourself to order and say, okay, this is how I'll be doing these things. Now, that will not cease the fact that some people will remain like that forever. Because one thing I've noticed is that for every group of attitude or character or categories of human being, those groups will exist till Jesus comes. No matter the level of preaching, no matter the level of teaching, no matter the level of advice, no matter what you want to do, there will still be persons or people who will be representing those categories of people that have been, those pattern of human race that have been. So no matter what, we will still have them, but we can actually reduce the number of hurts. Some persons are hurt because they are too kind, not because they are bad.
Yes.
Just very kind. Udiha Melonia, how come? It's just too kind. Because even when you are seeing the signals, when you are seeing the red flags, you ignored them. Which, if you had called yourself to order when you saw those red flags, you would have avoided a lot of things in your life. So my father is just that free.
Okay.
So my father is just that free. Even before he died, one of the days I was discussing with him, I told him, you know that you are too kind. You are too kind. Somebody who is not talking to my father, fighting my father publicly, secretly, and the rest of them. Maybe because you heard my father talking to my mom about it, and you mistakenly see the man tomorrow and you greet the man. The type of slap my father will give you, like stars will be coming out of your eyes. And you know what? Tomorrow you will see him going back to that man to go and make peace. Even when the man is the one that is, wrong, hurting him for no reason, and you will see him going back to that man to go and make peace. Like, I don't want to use some words. His own was almost looking like stupidity, like somebody. But when I sat down to study, I looked at that is just his type of person. That is just his type of person.
And what if now you're carrying that you inherited it? Because some of these things
I
can
will
be
kill
inherited. You will kill it. How are you
Immediately.
going to kill it now?
I've killed him. I've killed most of them already.
Sometimes I believe to an extent, like part of what we battle in life is like close to 50 to 60% of what we inherited.
Yes.
Because sometimes you might be, oh, my dad did this, I'm not going to do it.
Yes.
But as you grow, you will not know when you see yourself start doing those things.
That's if you are not conscious about those things. If you're not intentional about correcting it. A lot of things in my family line, in our pattern, I've by the help of God, except the ones I don't know, but the ones I know, I've changed over 70% of them about my personal life, both spiritual and physical.
Wow.
Sitting down here right now is a change. My father, very intelligent and brilliant, that my community don't go for a case without calling him. Even when he's no longer at peace with them, they will write to him. They want to go for this social land problem, come and join them. If they don't want to call him physically or publicly, they will send somebody to our house to come and talk about that thing with my father. So my father will give the person an idea. My father is... Two things I know that I've not been able to beat my father in that aspect is, number one is neatness, fashion sense. Number two is his brain. Not lie. My father, not lie. But ask me what? It was not useful to him. That is brain. He knows he doesn't gain anything. The only thing he needs to is to gather battle. If you come to our house, we are living in the center of Iran and Israel. Like anything can happen at any time. My father gathered battle. Ask me how he gathers the battle. This one husband dies. Maybe the family comes against the woman. My father will pick up the case, take them to court.
Like seriously, is he a lawyer?
I'm telling you the truth. Anything oppression is not for where my father is. He will pick up the case. And you know what? 99% of the people he fought for turned their back against him. This particular one, my father fought for this woman, that if not for the trust my mom have for my dad, my mom would have started thinking that maybe something else is going on, because we just share fence with them. My dad will wake up in the morning with toothbrush in his mouth. He will cross to the other side to go and strategize. He will stay there for 3 hours before coming back. Ask me what happened. Even the day he died, that woman didn't cross our compound. That's the height. That's the height. So coming back to the question, I'm changing all of them. So my father didn't make anything out of his knowledge, out of his intelligence. So that's why I told myself that, no. My grandfather that gave birth to my father was also very, very intelligent, that according to them, he was a catechist.
It looks like this thing is in lineage.
So you know what it means to be a catechist then?
Yeah.
That means you are one of the people that is standing out in the society then. My grandfather used to be a catechist, but my great grandfather worked with the whites. They said when the whites came to our village, he was the only one who could hear them and interpret to people. So if it had been useful to them, I wouldn't have even struggled at all in life. But it continued that way. And I told myself it will not repeat with me. So I'm changing almost all of them. The kind heart that my father had, normally you have some deposit of it. In my interaction with you, if you notice something, you will notice what I always do. What I always do is that normally I value relationship. So what I do is that immediately I start seeing those things I don't like, I will speak up immediately. The reason why I'm speaking up immediately is because I don't want to keep it so long. Some people believe that keeping it to themselves is a way of being gentle, a way of being humble, a way of preserving that relationship. But they don't know that by keeping it to yourself, you are actually storing it somewhere in your subconscious mind. And the day you are going to explode, it's going to be very, very dangerous. So what I do is that because I value what I'm doing with you, once I see something I don't like about it, I will talk about it so that we will amend it and enjoy that relationship. But my father won't do that. My father will keep it. And his own self, at least, some people, they explode. My partner, they explode.
He will just sit down on it.
He will sit on it. He will go outside, though, meet you peacefully. when he comes back home, again, na lie. Na lie. So that's
But how was your mom able to cope with all these things?
You know, every man on earth has a wife for that man. That is just the truth.
Are you of the people that also believe that every man has a woman God has designed for them?
No.
Okay.
But every category of a man has a category of women that falls into their perfect match.
Wow.
It's not one person for you here, another person at Sokoto. When it comes to human beings, we have categories.
Yeah.
So in each of those categories, we also have categories as men, we have categories as women. So for you to pick the person that matches your category, you are good to go. Whether divine or you see with your eyes or whichever way.
So you are not of the opinion that God has this one person that he has just kept for you?
God actually did not keep anybody for anybody.
Wow. Do you have proofs for that?
Because he never kept for anybody before. I think the only person that God gave a wife is the prophet he told to go and marry a prostitute.
Throughout the scriptures, are you sure?
Check when.
From Genesis to Revelation. What of Adam?
Who is Adam? God didn't give Adam a wife.
He brought one to him. He
didn't bring a wife. He brought a creation to Adam. If you read Genesis chapter 2, around verse 18, 16, 17, Bible said that after God created Adam and placed him in the Garden of Eden, that God created other animals and brought them. You will see that word, brought them to Adam. Bible said that whatsoever Adam called them is what they will answer. And Adam named all of them in that same verse, but did not see anyone, not God did not see for him.
Okay.
But Adam did not see anyone suitable unto him. Bible said that when God now saw that thing, God now made Adam to sleep and removed a rib from him and made a woman. God didn't present the woman to Adam as a wife. Bible said in verse 22, and God brought the woman the same way he brought those animals. When Adam saw the woman, Adam by himself said, this shall be called a woman, the flesh of my flesh and the bone of my bone.
So if Adam
has picked a leopard before as a companion, now leopard for the marriage. So God didn't give to Adam. Then another place you will see something like that is when Abraham sent his servant to go and look for a wife for Isaac. Now people will say that God gave. No, it wasn't God. The servant only placed some, will I call it, thermometer to measure for a good wife. He said, any woman that will give me water and give to my donkey, I will take that person home. I know that coincidence can even make that to happen. You know that he prayed to the God of his father. And eventually, what actually happened there was that a good girl came out. A girl who is well trained. And then gave water to him and gave to his horse. And he took her home to be a wife. So except I have not seen that particular
no be this same Bible. Why they read way they read? How you take discover this one?
No, you know, most times when I study Bible a lot, and one thing about me is that I don't study. When I read Bible, I don't just read the words. When I read, I ask myself the meaning of the words I'm reading. Yes. So I don't just this no. And one of the things that made me to go and start reading about this marriage biblically, because normally I was born with the gift of marriage and relationship counseling.
You were born with it?
With the gift, yes.
Are you married now?
No, I'm not married.
But you counsel married people?
By the help of God, I've restored over 18 marriages. When I mean restored, I'm talking about husband and wife having issues. I'm talking about wife don't go, husband don't go.
You brought them back?
Together. One of them, I think the 13th one.
I hope you know this counseling stuff is being studied in school. Like
I studied it.
Okay, you studied it as well?
USA certified.
Wow.
I paid $300.
To learn?
Yes.
But then it's already in there?
Yes. I studied. I've attended countless classes, seminars and training.
On marriage and relationship?
Yes.
But what you used in restoring those relationships, like those broken marriages,
Yeah.
was it what you learned from those US satisfied something, or was it inherent?
Everybody has a gift. And there is a place of gift and a place of knowledge. When you have the gift and you go for the knowledge, when you encounter situations, is either the gift will answer or the knowledge will answer.
Aye.
So that's why that most times, I mean, you've seen me maybe talk in programs 1 or 2 times. I don't say what I hear people say.
Okay.
That's one thing about me. I don't know how to copy people. If you invite me for a program, if I did not receive the inspiration direct, I will not talk. I don't do, okay, they said I should talk on human resources. Let me go and look for Rema and Ginger online, a pastor that I've talked about it before. No, I don't do that.
So you wait until, what if inspiration
until it flows.
What if it didn't
There is
come?
no way it will not come.
You have so much confidence.
There is no way it will not come. I have the gift. When I was still very, very small, I told I left my family primary 6. That means before primary 6, I used to be my mother's marriage counselor at a very tender age. She used to bake, so I was her handbag then. We'll go to the engine, we go to the floors, everything. We do everything together. And trust mothers. Maybe if people are just cutting meat pie now, you will hear, she will start talking. So immediately she's done talking. The small me, I'll tell her, Mommy, do it this way, do it this way, this way. And my mom listens to me till tomorrow. Till tomorrow. She will do it and she will have the results. I think the first place I could not hold it again was when I was in JS2. I came to, was it to collect my school uniform or what? 2 coppers. Tall, huge. They were quarreling. Don't call my line again. So don't call my line again. I was feeling bad. Why will a boy and a girl that love themselves be quarreling like this? So after everything, delete my contact. The guy left angrily. I was just sitting down there. The girl now, standing outside there, kept her head on the eye on the protector there. I walked up to her. I touched her. This moment, I grew overnight. I used to be very, very chickly. In my class, I'm the second to the smallest. So it was after second at SS2 that I gained height immediately.
Wow.
I used to be second to the smallest. So I chickily went to her and I touched her. I said, Auntie, what is it? And trust women. With tears. After talking, I said, well, it's not his fault. You were thinking so much. You know, this insecurity of a thing. After talking to her, I said, yeah, pick your phone and call him. He said, no. I said, pick your phone and call him. Give me phone, let me talk to him. She called the man. I talked with the guy. After talking with the guy came back to that same spot. 2 of them hugged each other and left. So
So it means if I had met you before now, I wouldn't have any ex relationship.
No,
you would have fixed all of them.
No. You definitely have ex, because there are some of them that ought not to feast. We don't just feast, we also separate. Yes. It's called premarital counseling. A guy and a girl will come for you to counsel them, for you to tell them what to do. It's your responsibility to find out what is actually driving the 2 of them.
Okay.
If it's genuine or not. So, and when you examine the 2 of them, ask them questions and discover that this thing will not last based on what is motivating them. What you have to do at that stage is to look for a way to separate them. It's also our job.
Wow.
Yeah, we do. So, some people will definitely have their S's. Why some people are not supposed to leave the people they left before.
I'm inspired. Maybe we'll have one session for just the relationship.
Yeah. So I was born with it. I agree with it. I will enter a bus. Somebody I've not seen before will just burst. Start telling me stories. I held a program last 3 years, Rema conference, and I invited somebody from Jos. So I appointed 2 people to work with him as protocol that would take care of him in his hotel room and everything. So he stayed in that hotel for 3 days. So I didn't go there the first day, the second day. The third day I said, let me go and see him in the hotel. Immediately I walked into the receptionist. One girl walked up to me, greeted me. I didn't know her from anywhere. What is it? She said immediately I entered here. Her spirit asked her, told her to come and discuss with me. I said, what is it? Relationship matter. Relationship and marriage matter. So that's how they keep jamming me on the road and the rest of them. What
Oh,
do
wait, you are a business person now.
Yes, I do business.
Why are you not a pastor?
I don't know if I'm the one running anyway, because on several occasions I've heard that I have a call.
Okay.
But I'm pleading with God not to take me to the call of having this office of a pastor, a this or that.
You like money a lot.
I'll answer the call, but let it not be with a title of.
Okay, you just.
I'm a type of person. I want people to believe what I'm saying, not because I'm a pastor. You know, people have this. How will I call it? This programming of believing what you are saying because of the office you occupy, not because of what you are saying, how the facts, not because of the depth of your knowledge, but because of the office. So I don't want to have any office. I just want to be that neutral person that will tell you what I know and what I think is right, and you will see it from that lens. Not because you have this special regard for the office, but because you get to understand what I'm talking about. So that's why I've been running for anything that will bring me into anything office. Like, if I wanted to be a pastor, I would have become a pastor now. Because you have They grabbed me while I was in higher institution and made me a campus pastor. From my year 1 to almost my final year.
Are you serious?
But since after that time I ran. And only in the month of June, this June now, I declined over 4 to 5 invitations that has to do with church ministration.
Are you serious?
Yes. I only accepted 3. One is 1st of July. The other one was on Sunday. And the one will be coming up very soon.
Wow.
So most times I'm begging God for forgiveness, but I don't just want that picture around, because I know that people will want to respect the picture and not the truth.
I'm inspired. Please, we're going to have another full section dedicated to both relationships. In fact, it's going to be coming up in say so that our viewers will greatly anticipate. Now, let's get back to that story and see how we tie it up. Because the way I'm looking at you, wisdom is SS. I just want you to keep on talking.
Okay.
All right? But look at it. Let's now get back, because I really want to know how you were able to transition. Because I look at your level now and I'm like, some of the things you share, like the background, is not really giving. Like you can't link it to where you are now. So I really want to know that transition. What are the things that really happened, the struggles, and how you were able to get here?
I think I should leave the junior phase or the younger phase of my life. Let's come up a little bit. I went to Federal College of Education, Asaba, and I did NCE. Okay. Remember that I told you that during my secondary school time I was in the village. So while in the village there, I used to do this laborer, serving medicine and the rest of them. So immediately I dropped my pen after my WAEC. The next day, I went to one of the engineers I used to work with, and I was like, sir, I would like to learn this work. The man was like, okay. Then they used to bring 2 crates of this bread, 20,000 naira, granite, and all those stuffs. So I was like, the man said, okay, that I've been a very gentle person, very, very obedient, that if I can continue being a good boy, that he won't take anything from me. So I signed in and started, learning the work. 2013, I came back to Obunike to stay with my parents. So when I came back, my dad started his house projects. So hired an engineer because he never believed I knew anything about it. So even I explain, no. He says it's not my house, you will use and learn. So I said, okay, no problem. He hired engineer. They came to work. The fastest among them, may be able to lay 150, 180 for enter sites. They knock 230 blocks. As at then, if I go to work 213, I come back home with 7,000. As at 213. So during that time we were doing my father's project. This new modern pillar that came out now that they used to cover with ties. The former pillar, as at 213, 212, 210, is the round one that they put POP. Put one round something up and one round something down before this ties now came out. So this ties now we used to use block. to form the pillar. So I learned it there in Enugu. So my father's house is the first place that thing existed in the whole of our community because I did it. So when people saw it, people loved it. So both the engineer that did that work and every other engineer started coming for me. So they only take me to their sites and give me special laborers that will work with me. And you don't rush that pillar because, you have to give it time to become strong before you lay another block on it. So I will just be doing big man in the site. So, so I will just put like 2 or 3 coaches. I will go and sit down. We want it to dry small before we put another one and the rest of them. So from that, I started getting work and the rest of them. So one woman gave me boss water work. I think that should be around 5 rooms. So I was doing it when I wrote JAMB and gained admission. I stopped at lintel level. So the money I made from that project, I used it to sponsor my first year, both clearance and everything, school fees, everything, and get into the school. Then while I was in school, weekends, I would leave school to go and work and then return to school. My dad is also an electrician. By that time, the man is becoming old. So when he has some project that is difficult for him to handle, especially climbing the poles, he will call me. I will go and climb the pole for him. Or the ones he need to enter the ceiling, he will call me. I will come and do it for him. And when I'm going back, he will give me something. So that's what I did throughout my first year, second year. So when I got to second year, they taught us measurement and evaluation and research. So I paid attention to that course because I heard people say that course is very, very difficult. So I paid attention and I learned it. So after that course, I started doing research projects for students, for people in final year. So my room turned to a business center. I collected my sister's laptop because my father bought her a laptop while she was doing her own projects. And women, I'm not even sure she knows how to type with it. She used it as decoration in her room. So, I collected the laptop and I would type and go to business center to go and print. So after doing the second job, I bought my own printer. So I will be doing, if you come to my room, students everywhere. And because of the gifts, when I sit down to work on a project, if there are like 50 in this department and maybe 3 of them gave me their project work, the 3 of them must surface among the first 10. One person must be among the first 3. So what people were now doing is that when your project gets tangled, maybe it got tangled at chapter 2, the person doing it could no longer do the correction that was given, they will refer the person to me. So that was how I took care of my last days in higher institution, and I left higher institution with 108,000 naira.
You saved?
Yes, I saved from project work because at that time some persons will pay 15,000 for one, some persons will pay 20,000, 18,000, 14,000. If you're able to get up to 10, 15, 20 students, so if you're aiming at, and 2 people's projects will take care of the other people's expenses because at that time A4 pack of paper was sold at 1,200. As at then. So when you buy like 1 full carton, you're having 5 pieces inside. So even 2 people's own will take care of the expenses. So the remaining of the money is your gain for your sleepless nights and your stress. So when I left school with that 108,000 naira, my dad called me, my mom called me to come back home so that they will get me a job. I'll be working from home, free accommodation, free feeding, and the rest of them. But my independent nature will not allow me, so I refused to go back home. With the 108,000 naira, I rented a room, bought the small bed, the look me, I look you curtain, all those transparent curtain. My own then it used to be pink. So when the sun is out, everything inside the room is pink because because the sun transfers the pink to the entire room, So after all those things, I was left with 6,000 naira. And yours truly, I lived in Asaba for good 8 months without a job with 6,000 naira. That's the type of house I rented. Because of my budget, when I was looking for a house, they took me to a house that they used zinc for the windows and doors. So where I later got a room is like somebody who built a house. Maybe after building a house, you now put a store in the front of your house. Okay. So, and then maybe because you are looking for money, you now put somebody in that store. So that's where I'm staying. And that store I'm talking about is in the market. So just like as your door is now, once I open my door, I'm stepping into the market. So, and when I mean step into the market, no restroom, nothing inside. So even when I want to bathe, I will carry water, enter the market, then move to the end of the building, then enter through a small gate to the backyard. Because it's someone's compound, and of course they will not build it at the main road, so it's at the backyard. And most times, trust landlord and landladies, they will lock that gate. You come and start knocking for them to open that small gate for you. So that's the type of house.
You stayed there for like 8 months.
I stayed there for more than 2 years.
Jesus.
I stayed there for more than 2 years. And I already have a laptop and a printer. So in the morning, I will wake up in the morning, I will do different types of CV for teaching job, pump attendant, which one again? Computer operator, and then one popular one for any vacancy in your company. And when I wake up in the morning, I don't even have transport. I feel trek from here, reach Head Bridge. So I'm looking for where I will submit those things, and I will trek back home. So I was doing that because somebody promised me for a job. He said, no, I should not worry. He will get me a very good job. His friend is coming back from UK. Okay, the person don't come back. He will say, no, next week, go and drop your CV for me at my office. Say that man office no chop my CV. He go chop past 20. By the time I will see him the upper week, he will say, that one you drop, I don't even know where. Or I go and drop another one, I'm coming. That's how I dropped and drop 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 and drop. If you see me then, my mom threatened to arrest me now. More than 4 good times. She will call me on phone. She will threaten to arrest me. The reason why she's threatening is because if you see me, I'm a madman. I turned to a man. One of the days, my pastor and his wife were going to pick their children. One hot afternoon. Sometimes I used to stay 3 days. I've not eaten. One hot afternoon. So that day, I just came out from my house. I don't even know where I was going that day. They saw me. So they stopped, wind down. I greeted them. Trust women. The wife was just busy looking at me. Bright, how are you? I said, Mommy, I'm fine. She said, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm fine. She said, no, how are you? I know she was seeing a madman because no money to shave, no money to barb your hair. You've not eaten, nothing like cream on your body, and there is this wicked polo my brother gave me then. All these polo that used to have rubber. So the polo have lost its elastic limit. So polo that's supposed to be on my waist is somewhere close to my nail. So if you see me then, Jesus help me. If you see me then, so after 8 months, I said no, I can no longer take this anymore, and I applied for pump attendant in a fleet station. So they employed me for permanent night shifts. Now that's where another story started. Permanent nights, you don't feed well. Now you don't sleep well. You don't feed well. And if you have worked with fleet stations before, you know that the fumes from that fuel, that thing can also dry you up. So these 3 things dealt with me. 15,000 naira salary. Before the end of the month, there is no how you want to do that. You will not have shortage of up to 5,000 naira. There is no how. So at the end of the month, you'll be going back with 10,000, 8,000, something thereabout. So one of the days, that's where this change started.
And wait, like you found that pump attendant like after 8 months?
Yes. After 8 months, I found it.
I'm tempted to ask how you were able to survive on 6,000 for 8 months.
I survived because I also have some friends who believed in me. Even then. That sometimes you get as you go be, you go put call. Or I take this 1,000 naira. Or I take this 1,000 naira. And that 8 months, if that 8 months school projects happened between that 8 months.
Okay.
So though I was outside the school then, but I was able to get some jobs that I did for students that also helped me. You know, that time, if you have met me then, I won't be sitting here, no matter the level of wisdom you find in me. Because, no. There was no beauty to behold. But I discovered something in the Bible very, very early enough. In the book of Job chapter 14. That will be my favorite scripture. If you read verse 7 and then verse 9. Verse 7 talked about there is hope for a tree that even though it's cut down. But that was not my main point. My main point is verse 9 that said at the scent of water. It will flourish again and it will bring out fresh branches. So that place became my consolation. So what I discovered in that place that became my consolation, I discovered that scent of water, I took it as not just ordinary water, but at the scent of information, at the scent of knowledge. Some people have been marked as dead people, though they were alive. Not because they are actually dead, but because people see them that nothing good will come out of them again. And yours truly, some of them, we are not expecting anything good from them because of their mindset. But there is a level of information they will receive. They will become alive again. So I received that scripture that every day of my life, I make sure I invest in myself mentally. I'm a type of person that for the past 7 years of my life now, there is not a night that I slept for a complete night. Like lie down, sleep till the next morning. It's not possible.
Till now.
Till now. If you check my status, you will see it's 2, 1, 3, 4. Yeah, because nothing will keep me sleeping from 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. till 4. It's not possible. Even when I don't want to study, I will be awake because I will not be able to sleep. So because it mastered me, that's my study time. That's when I build what I'm becoming today. So one of the days, going back to the story, one of the days after service, I started working in that station. One day after service, my pastor called us into his office. And then he was advising the youths. He said, if you are doing something, add something to it. If you are a civil servant, add something to it. If you are doing business, add another business to it. And during that, session of advice and the rest of them, he cited example with one of our church members then, working with fire service, that also rides keke. He said, okay, look at this guy now. This guy rides keke hire purchase. He balanced 3,000 every day. He asked the guy, how much do you make minimum in a day? The guy says 6K. I say, what? The guy says 6K. Immediately, I divided my salary by 30 days. 500 naira. That's 15,000. And you know that 500 naira? It's not every day, because when you have shortage of 5,000 naira, you are going back home with 10,000 naira. I said, no. So you mean if I can ride keke now, I'll be having 3,000 naira of my own daily? The guy said, yes. I said, get me a keke. Let me ride. So I started, they brought higher purchase for me. I don't want to talk about how I learned riding keke, because that one is a mystery on its own. I've never rode it before. The guy just picked me that day, showed me keke, said, oh yeah. I said, where is the brake? He showed me. I said, so if I match this brake, this thing will stop. He said, yes. I said, where do I put gear? He said, this is gear. I said, that's all. I said, let's go. He came with his own keke and his girlfriend. So they left me. Omo. I enter keke. See me, see God, I will match brake. Keke will off. I will come down, I will push it to the center of the road. That's how. That's how I did it till I got home that day. I packed it, I rested for 2 days before visiting the keke to even see the keke eyeball again. Because the struggle was So they brought the first hire purchase, the pressure of you've balanced, you've not balanced. When the keke is even giving you problem, the man don't want to hear, he's just asking you about his money. I said, no, I can't do this. So I gave them the keke back and I called my other sister. I said, please, can you look for a way to get me 200,000 naira? Let me look for anyhow keke, at least manageable keke and buy first. I prefer paying loan to somebody maybe at the end of the month or in 6 months time, 8 months time, 1 year time, because they will tell you they give you per 100,000 naira, maybe the monthly interest is 10,000 naira. So even if you like, you can be paying it till the next 2 years. It's none of their business. They only at every month you are owing them 10,000 naira. So I said I prefer that one that this Oga call and the rest of them. So they looked for the money and they got the money for me. And my friend promised me that he's going to get me a very good keke. So I don't know anything about keke that time. So this guy took me to where they are selling keke. When we get to that place, both when I used to, if I want to buy parts, he would tell me to stay outside. That if I'm the one that want to buy it now, they will hype the price because he used to be a mechanic then, keke mechanic. But when they see him as keke mechanic, they will discuss we with him. I don't know that when he goes inside there, he will talk price with them and almost double it, then come outside and tell me that's the price. So I went to buy keke with 200,000. He bought a keke of, was it 90,000? I wanted 10,000 for me. that keke weapon fashioned against me. I mean, to pay that 200,000 naira became a very big deal, because that keke cannot serve me for 2 weeks without the engine breaking down. When I mean engine breaking down, I don't mean open and tight. I mean they will drop the complete engine. So I will borrow 50,000 naira to fix the engine, hoping that when I work for 1 week, 2 weeks, I will pay the 50,000 naira. In the process of paying that one, maybe I've done pay up to 20,000 naira. The engine will break down again. I will borrow another one. 200 is still standing. So that's how I was doing it. This guy I'm talking about. If then I had this customer that I used to carry her children to work, to school. Sorry, I used to carry her children to school every morning, and our time is 7:15. This is keke that I will wake up around 5 o'clock in the morning to go and start drawing that keke, so that keke will be able to start before 7 a.m. Before God and man, I'm not lying, that keke no go start. I will draw this keke from 5 a.m. to 7. It won't start. I'll have to call that guy because he's a mechanic. He will come to my house and help me start it for that morning. Now, this is how I work. Via drop passenger, via back to mechanic, via drop passenger, via back to mechanic. So I was doing that. Till I found one good man, a mechanic also, who helped me to fix the keke to at least a manageable point. And I started working, paying those loans and everything. By the time I finished paying off those loans, I took the keke for rebaptizing. So I pumped money into the keke, and the keke came back to life. The day I finished working that keke, I just said, let me go home and go and sleep. I'm not doing anything today. And wash the keke and leave it till tomorrow before I now start work again. My landlord's son-in-law drove to my house and said I should come. Say, he had been observing me since, and this keke want to kill me. That I should come and carry this keke for hire purchase. New keke that the person driving it is not meeting up to expectation. I was like, no, sir. I don't want hire purchase in my life. I don't want what will stress me. The man said, no. I called down my guy on phone. The guy came. I said, look at this keke. They said I should balance 800 and carry the keke. The guy said I should rush it. That the keke is very good for that price. So I carried the keke. Hire purchase. In less than 1 year, I finished the payment and the keke was still new. That's when I started seeing lights more. So I will come out in the morning, do my morning walk, 3,000, 4,000. I will go home and go and rest my keke. Come back in the evening, 2,000, 3,000. I will go home and go and rest. Now, remember I told you I was building something inwards. Yeah. I learned graphic design without going to anybody's shop. If I tell people that my big office at Asaba that I never did apprentice for everybody, they will not believe it. Yeah, because I sat down with that laptop. While coming, I wanted to bring that laptop. If that laptop enters this studio, you won't sit here. You won't sit here. So, all the nights, I'll be designing my ancestors, my everything, flyer, I'll be designing. Throughout the night, I'll be doing it. Throughout the night, I'll be doing it. Every day. Now, this keke I was talking about is keke that is this thing they call 36 in keke. That 36 is what determines that the keke steering will be straight. One that 36 is bad, the keke will be turning to the right. So it's now your muscle that will keep it straight. Hey, Jesus is Lord. If you ride that keke for the next 30 minutes, this your hand will be condemned. And it's not a one-hand something. This one is pushing it rightward, leftward. This one is drawing it. So it's a two-way something. So when I come back at night, Jesus is Lord. I'm pieces. But even at that, 12 o'clock, I'm awake. 12 midnight, I'm awake. So I was learning graphic design and all those stuff, trying to build myself around this. So when I started making this small money from my keke and all that, I changed my laptop, get a better printer for black and white printing. And before people started giving me designs, I would do the design. I would go to a press to go and print. So from that keke, God helped me. I was able to buy another one and give to somebody. I started balancing me. The old one was there. I gave it out to somebody. The guy was not actually paying because the guy is my close friend. So he will use story to cover up everything. But that is how everything started. So graphics design, I'm making small money from graphics design for people, go outside and go and print, driving my keke, making small money. From that, I was able to gather some good amount of money. When I mean some good amount of money, I gathered some good amount of money. Trying to look for a small shop and the rest of them. My dad felt sick and wiped everything. When I mean everything. Taking care of him and everything, I started gathering again. The DI machine I'm using now, the big DI machine I'm using now, I bought that machine on his hospital bed. I came to the hospital with, as at then, 2 years ago, I think that should be up to 1.8 million naira I was looking for. Shop then again. I stayed with him for 2 weeks in the hospital before he died. He died within that 2 weeks. So I think after a week plus, I opened my account. Jesus is Lord. I was seeing around 700,000. I was like, I don't come again. So I called the man that sells that machine. I said, send me a number, let me pay for that machine. So that's how I paid for that machine. So when I came back, I kept it in my room again. My room became another business center. Remember, I'm still living in that.
I'm still in that.
Yes. I'm still living there. You know one thing about me? I don't rush to move into a better phase. When I mean better phase, I mean luxury. Yeah. Because while I was there, before I bought those machines, people were telling me, this place you are staying is no longer good for you. Look for a better place. But it was not about house then. It was about securing a better stand first before talking about house. So I dropped it in my room. I'll be printing job from my room, delivering job from my room. And from there, God started helping me, both direct and indirect. I'm somebody that I value relationships so well. Very, very much. So both through, I'm that person that somebody I met online could send up to 16 million naira for me to help that person and buy out a property. I mean online. Yes.
You've never seen the person?
No, we've seen each other once. We've seen each other once. From Lagos, not even that the person stayed around Asaba here. So from all those connections, and when you go for such errand, there will always be thank you very much. Both from the person and from the person you are buying the property from. So I think that also marked a different phase in my life. So I saved up. And today we are still pressing, but in that particular area where I'm staying, with every sense of humility, I have the second to the largest office there. Second to the largest. Yes. So God helped me, and I moved my printer from a house business center to a very big office, and God is still helping us. So I think those are the important parts we would like to take note of. Other things that happened along the way is not what I'll go into.
I'm deeply touched. At the same
details.
time, I'm motivated. Like I'm really inspired. Now, what would you have to tell a young person out there, trying to come up to this your level, trying to go into certain struggles of life and, trying to catch up? What would be your advice to that person?
The truth is that they will always tell us that there is enough space at the top that will contain everybody. But what they don't tell us is the stress and the fight of getting to the top. Yeah. Before you become outstanding, you have to stand.
Yeah.
And before you stand, some level of chemistry goes up in your body, including your knee, including your waist, including your hand, including your mindset and everything. So what I'm telling people is that if you want to be outstanding, then you must be ready to pay the price. Because what we are after in this our generation now is that everybody wants to be seen, everybody wants to make it. Everybody is looking for the good life, but nobody is ready to pay the price. I used to tell people that everybody will not become a leader in life, not because they lack the gifts, or what will I call it, or the calling, but because they are not able to pay the price of becoming a leader. So not everybody that will become outstanding, because even though some persons have the seed inside of them, but they won't be able to fight through towards coming to the top. So I'm I'm a fighter and I tell people to fight. Except what you are fighting for is not right. I was watching that your podcast with that prof. He said he's the type of person that when he wants to go for something, he goes for it. That's my kind of person. Anything I want to know, I will know it. I will go for it. I will study about it. I will dig it till I make sure I get the information I'm looking for. So paying the price is our challenge. So, but if you can pay the price, you will actually stand out.
Wow. My God. I feel like we should just continue. Like you should just continue to.
There is a place for the fights. Some people used to dodge the fights because they want to be more understanding and gentle. Like I told you, my mom wanted to arrest me. I wasn't joking. If I visit my mom at home, she will keep me in a room for 3 days. She will say I will not come out. At least eat, rest. Eat, rest. Because if you see me then, Jesus is Lord. But I know that I will not end in that situation. So even the pressure that was coming from my mom's side, my dad's side and everything, I overlooked it. You know, some persons have become too reluctant. And maybe some parents also don't know how to allow their children to face life. There are some parents that even when it is necessary for you to face life, they will not allow you to face life. Because to them, they think that protecting you, that pampering you, and the rest of them. I told them something in that conference. I told them my younger brother wanted to live with me in Asaba. He came visiting. He's a fashion designer. He came to stay for some months. He came. When he came, I provided stove for him, for the iron that needed stove. The gas is filled. The gas cylinder is filled in case you want to use gas. And there is also NEPA. He will lie down and press his phone and press his phone and press his phone and press his phone and press his phone. There is light. There is NEPA light. You won't walk. He will say, no, let him just wait small. So even if they take light, he will use gas or stove. When NEPA takes the light, you won't walk. You don't like using gas or stove iron. Let him wait for NEPA to come. So when I noticed that, then I said, okay. So after that particular trip, he went back. I want to come to your house and stay and then get a shower. I told him it's not my house. Now
your own blood brother.
No, you won't try it. You know, I told you that I've changed some of the stories from my father's side. You thought I was joking. No, you won't stay in my house. He stayed at home, working from our own house, for almost 2 years. No, you won't come to my house. Then from there, he gathered money and moved down to Benin. And by the grace of God, he's doing well there. Because there's a difference when you wake up and know that if you don't work, you won't eat. And when you are rest assured that whether come rain, come shine, you will eat. You don't pay house rent. Nobody knocks on your door for NEPA bill. Hey, when you remember that all those things that are waiting for you, your eye go clear, you go hustle. Your eye go clear. So I've been a fighter and I tell people to go out for the fight. I tell people to go out for the fight.
Thank you very, very much. My understanding is open to a lot, and I'm really inspired and I'm blessed, and I hope to still bring you back here. I believe that there is still more levels of wisdom to tap from your well, and we'll be having a separate section for the relationship part, the life part, personal development part, all other aspects of life. I believe that your contribution will really aid a lot of people out there. Like, I'm blessed personally.
Thank you very much.
And I believe that the viewers out there too, this will really be a transformation to a lot of people out there. Thank you once again for coming to the show and opening up this so much wisdom and understanding. I'm actually tempted to ask you how you were able to know these things, but let me reserve it so that the viewers will come back to another episode that we are having. So if you are inspired by this, I know that this blessed you a lot. So I would encourage you to share it to as many as possible. And let me see your comment in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that notification button so that you know when Mr. Bright is coming back to the show. We'll see you in our next episode. Thank you so much for watching, and bye. Tell our audience bye-bye now.
Audience, bye-bye.